I'm a very cultured person. I watch a plethora of TV shows, many of which are foreign, and by that I mean I watch anime. I watch quite a bit of anime. Not enough to be in the deep end having seen it all, but enough that my friends collectively come to me with questions about the topic. While I've scoured the genre for all the gems I could find, I found very quickly that I have a specific attraction to genius versus society thrillers more than anything. What then does a man do when they've seen everything that allows them to hold on to dignity? That's right, they throw dignity out the window and watch magical girl anime.
Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, never running from a real fight. She is the one named Sailor Moon. She will never
Sailor Moon is a show I knew quite a bit about, and maybe even caught an episode here or there of, but it's never one I let myself sit down and watch. Whether it was due to the potential harassment of my fellow guy friends, or the ever growing list of hyper addictive alternatives crowding me, I'm not sure, but it never made it onto my screen by choice or for very long. It follows Usagi Tsukino, a run of the mill ditzy student who discovers from a talking cat that she is a reincarnated moon goddess destined to save the world from the forces of evil. Pretty standard, except it is the standard. This is the show that defined its genre and gave rise to countless trends and addictions. It was received particularly well by girls, which is no surprise, but it actually managed to maintain decent numbers across the gender gap, and for good reason. This anime is hilarious, and if you haven't seen the original 90s dub, what the hell are you doing? Most of the episodes have a quick lesson, a tense fight, and a wholesome resolution, but every other second is spent watching these girls argue and bicker amongst themselves, or in the case of Usagi, fail to function at a basic level. I'm not even kidding when I say that Tuxedo Mask, the stereotypical dreamboat love interest, ends up saving all of the Sailor Scouts by episode end, more often than not. But it's not always like that. The primary gang of 5 scouts representing Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and the Moon all have their obvious downfalls but still manage to have spectacular moments of inner and outer strength. The Outer Scouts, though, operate at an entirely different level. They show up in the story whenever things are getting serious, especially my all-time favorite. While she doesn't make many appearances in the original anime's run, her place in the story is explored more deeply in later installments. She was always the part of the show that captivated me, as her role is that of an ultimate destroyer, one that sets the entire game back to turn zero to avoid calamity. But mainly, it's a silly show about silly girls surviving a silly world.